When you think of Glock, you think of perfection. Introducing the all-new Gen 5 Glock 17 with a 21-round magazine capacity, 370 feet per second at the muzzle, blowback action for that live action feature, 12-gram CO2 power cartridge system. This thing is a pellet pistol with a 21-round drop-free magazine. And let's not forget about that accessory rail. What's up, YouTubers and air gun enthusiasts? Welcome back to another quick unboxing here on ASR Airstream Rifles. If you haven't liked, if you haven't subscribed, I highly suggest you do. If not, you'll be missing out on the content. To all my subscribers, thank you so much for your long-term support. To all the newcomers, make sure you hit that like, make sure you hit that subscribe. I couldn't thank you enough. Now, I got my box cutter with me, and I'm going to go ahead and split this thing open. Enough words. All right, guys, before we get a good close-up on this beautiful generation model, I want to show you what else came in the packaging. Your standard brochures from Umarex. If you're familiar with the channel, then you're familiar with the brochures. This is the most important one of all. I can't stress it enough. Make sure you read this real thoroughly. It shows you how to proper maintenance your air gun, especially when you have a new generation model like this. It couldn't be more important than to read the manual. And it also came with an Allen key for that CO2, so don't forget about that. Don't throw your packaging away. Make sure you get that Allen wrench out as well. All right, guys, Umarex and Glock are doing an amazing job. Umarex is doing an amazing job just by making the replicas, and Glock just adding more ergonomics to this generation model. Now, I'm really liking the ergonomics on the Gen 5. One thing that I really like the most is the flare on this magazine well. Now, that's for quicker, faster reloads. If you're a competitor shooter or you're someone that's rapid shooting, you just want to get really quick on your reloads, this is definitely the model for you. Or if you have the Gen 5 Glock 17 in real firearms, and this is definitely the gun for you. Now, another thing that I've noticed on the Gen 5 Glock 17 is the weight. Now, I really like the weight because I can actually counter the blowback action, which helps me align my sights a little bit faster, a little bit better, and it's more sufficient for me as far as accuracy. Now, to some of you, I really don't know if you like that feature. Now, most of the weight is actually in the magazine. When you take that out, the weight is basically relieved from the pistol, and once you add that back in, obviously the weight comes back. Now, partially of this is because of the way the magazine is designed. The new belt-fed magazine gives it a little bit more weight, which is what I really like the most for me to help me with accuracy. Now, the two types of material being used on this pistol gives you the comfortable ergonomics that you really need when you holster and unholster this pistol because of the well-balanced material used, as far as the upper made out of metal and the lower part made out of polymer. Now, if you're asking for more metal components on the Gen 5, then you definitely got it. We have some beautiful serrated magazine release, your standard Glock mag release. Now, this is definitely made out of metal. The trigger is made out of metal. The trigger safety switch in the center of the trigger is definitely made out of polymer. And then you have this serrated slide catch. And then you have it on both sides as well. Very nice, awesome features to have on this blowback action pellet pistol. We have some beautiful serrations on the upper slide. We also have some beautiful texture all around the grip, front, back, and side to side. Very beautiful, well done job by Umarex. We also have ergonomics in the trigger guard, and we also have texture on the trigger guard as well. Now, unlike the Gen 4, the Gen 5 doesn't look like a huge brick. This does have rounded edges for better ergonomical feel. Your sights on this pistol is definitely your standard Glock sights, with the rear being a notch U sight and the front being a front post sight. Your standard Glock features still obtain in the Gen 5 with slight new details. The Gen 5 also comes with beautiful thumb rest dentures along with a blowback action feature. I'll show you why I cock that back in just a second. We also have a resetted barrel, very slightly, not too bad, makes the pistol look a little bit better. And we also have an accessory rail for your favorite flashlight and laser combinations. Let's not forget about that tough safety switch. Now, we love safety. Now, to some others, they prefer safety over everything, and which is a good thing. Just make sure we make that safety switch a little bit more accessible, a little bit more easier to use. Now, one of the reasons why I cocked that upper back is because the trigger is not a double action. It is a single action trigger. So once you have your ammunition loaded in there, stick it in there, cock it back just like a real firearm to chamber one, and then fire she goes. Now, if I were you, please do not force to double action that trigger because you might mess something up. Well, what do you think about the close-up? Really nice, very good looking pistol. I can't wait to take this thing out to the range. We're going to see what kind of numbers we can crunch, and we're going to see what kind of accuracy we can get. So before we step outside, we're going to be showing you how to load it. All right, just to give you a good heads up, you also can't field strip this. So if you're trying to clean it, trying to get it unjammed, it's not field strippable. Now, the Glock 17 Gen 5 is a full-size model with a full-size lower and a full-size upper. We're going to go ahead and get some measurements on the barrel and the overall length of the whole pistol. Now, don't forget that this model has a rifle steel barrel, and we're going to find out how long it is. All right, so the barrel is at least 3 1/4. The overall length of the upper is 7 1/2, and from the upper to the bottom of the floor plate, 5 1/4. So this is a full-size Glock. There's your measurements, a good idea of what this thing might look like in person. Now, once you took your magazine out, you want to go ahead and pull it up close, just like this. And you see a little tab right here, and it shows you the direction, how to put the pellet, how to seat it in, just like that. You want to go ahead and push that little tab to the left. All right. Now, today's ammunition, we're going to be using the 7.0 dome. I don't want to be using any pointed pellets. Obviously, this is a belt-fed magazine, and I sure don't want any kind of jams. All right, so after loading a few pellets in there, it's your choice to load it fully or not. Rotate the belt downward. All right, and just keep adding more pellets until you're officially done. So if you encounter a situation kind of like I did, loading the pellet backwards, all you have to do is align it to this little hole right here. Like I said, you can go upwards or downwards, but I think downwards is a better situation. Use a Q-tip. It should be able to get that ammunition out, and then you'll be probably able to pop it right back in correctly. Once you filled up your magazine, you can go ahead and take it and pop down the floor plate just slightly, not too rough. All right, and just like that, you can back that hex nut out for your CO2 puncher. Make sure it's backed out a good, decent way. Now, I can't stress this enough, guys. Make sure you use pale gun oil. It's always worked for me. My air guns always still work, even into this day, because I've always used pale gun oil every CO2 cartridge. Put that in there. All right, heard that little hissing noise. Pop that back up in place. Now, remember that little tab that we pushed over to the left? Push it back over to the right. And there we have it. Now she's ready to go to the range. All right, guys, time to do some chronograph testing. We have the Glock as well, the Gen 5. We're going to be doing 5 shots through the chronograph, see what kind of numbers we can get. Pretty much this is going to be at muzzle range. One at 387, 400, 1 more. I think I'm starting to like the Glock movement, yeah? Okay, all right, that was terrible. That was hideous. All right, guys, if you're new out here, we're finally at the range. We're gonna be taking 10 shots at 10 steps and another 10 shots at 20 steps to see what kind of accuracy we can get out of the Glock 17 Austria Gen 5. Let's get this party started. We're finally at 10 steps, 10 shots like I promised. All right, that's 10 shots. Let's go ahead and move back some. Not bad accuracy. All right, we're at the 20 mark. Huh. The slide doesn't lock back. Okay, she's completely empty, guys. Well, the slide didn't lock back. Very weird. Well, let's go look at the target. An outstanding performance from Glock. Umarex Glock. Whatever you guys are doing, whatever you guys are brewing up over there, keep brewing because good things are happening. Now, we witnessed a malfunction, all right, but we're gonna go ahead and give it a chance because this type of magazine is new to probably Umarex. Now, I think SIG 320 and the M17 model are similar magazine type models with the rotary, but I haven't shot those yet. I haven't performed those yet, only the P365. You can check that out on my channel. That is the BB version, not the pellet. But so far, what do you like about the Glock 17 Gen 5? So far, so good. We're gonna be dumping a few more magazines out of this to see if we can get that slide to lock back. So, what do you like about this? What do you dislike about it? Please write that in the comments below. We still have more to come, so hang in there. Alright guys, if you're a subscriber to the channel, you already know what time it is. Time to test out that trigger with a trigger gauge. What this is going to do is basically measure the force it takes to pull the trigger. So you know us gun reviewers, we like to go into depth about things. And this is one of them. Put a little bit of science in what we do. And a 6.0 on the first try. 6.8 on the second try. One more. See what we got. And a 6.6. So we have somewhere between a 7-pound trigger. I would say not bad for the Gen 5. And the reason why we have such a heavy trigger is because it is a belt-fed magazine. So it takes a lot more to rotate that 21-round capacity. Well, not bad. I'm pretty happy with the trigger. It could be better, but maybe in the Gen 10, we'll probably find that out. Well, guys, let's go ahead and step this thing up on a scale and see how much she weighs. All right, time for the Gen 5 to step up on the scale. A total of 1 pound, 13.4 ounces. And it doesn't have any ammunition. It's not loaded whatsoever. This is completely empty. All right, guys, we're back. Let's go ahead and talk about the pros and the cons of this awesome product. Now, one of many awesome pros to owning the Gen 5 is the accuracy. 10 steps, 20 steps, this thing is quite accurate. Now, rumors have lingered that the 9mm version had received a new rifling in their barrel Gen 5 Glock 17s. Now, we can only wish and hope that they did the same for the 177 caliber. Another pro, the package claimed to be 370 feet per second at the muzzle. We ended up getting a whopping 400 feet per second at the muzzle with a 7-grain pellet dome from Crossman. The CO2 pistol packs a powerhouse blowback system. Now, it doesn't blow the roof off, but you can definitely feel the difference between the BB versions and the pellet versions. During the session, we unleashed 200 pellets, and this thing still functions well and it's still accurate. Now, I brought the CO2 capsules just to show you that we get the full potential out of every capsule. The puncture in there is very well punctured. So I have to say this gun is well made. You can also hear no rattle. Just very light and minor compared to other models. It's a very well built gun. Now moving on to the cons. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the cons. We're going to go ahead and put it all in one. It is non-fuel strippable. That's right. If you're trying to take it apart, maybe unclog a pellet that's stuck in there, you can't strip it. I'm sorry, guys, you just can't do it. The sights are non-adjustable. And with the magazine, the way it's designed, you have to use, obviously, a lot of lubricants. The slide catch on the other side, not this side, but the other side, the right side, it's a dummy. I thought it was real. Once I started looking at it, it was a dummy. Obviously, the magazine is kind of a terrible design because it could be exposed to elements. If you drop this magazine just once in the dirt, it will be a nightmare. And not all pellets could be utilized. All right, not all pellets could be used in this model. I went with the dome 177 7.0 grains. Another one is the 1 mag for 1 CO2. So you get 1 mag out of every CO2 canister. 1 CO2, 1 magazine full. And that kind of explains why the blowback action feels so powerful. Now, the trigger, it is stiff, okay? No doubt about that. But they're starting to do something here, and I think it's a love and hate thing with the trigger. So I'll just go ahead and explain it to you. You cock it back. All right. There's the wall. Snap the trigger. All right. Cock that back. There's your reset. I didn't know it had it. So once spending a little time with it, obviously led me to this. So, like I said, it's a love and hate thing. The first one, it's a little mush. There's the wall. And then snap. Once you have some CO2 ammunition, it's not so bad out in the field. But just wanted to show you that, guys. So what do you like about it? What do you not like about it? Please write that in the comments below. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. I want to thank you so much to all my subscribers, to all the newcomers. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and even put a comment down below. Well, God bless each and every one of y'all. Thank you so much. Long live the Republic. Until next time on Airstream.